All righty, everybody. How are we doing today? I hope everybody is having an amazing Friday. Welcome. Happy Friday, everybody. If you are coming in, I want you to hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Want to tell you about our new channel, and it's called Our New Reality. I want you to go over there right now and join Our New Reality. And on some Tuesdays, I'll be going live on there. Okay, so you guys get ready for something that's going to be an amazing treat. Okay, we are going to start something new, and we're going to be talking about our journey, getting ready for Africa, getting ready for our move. So just be ready and have your pen every time you tune in. Have your pen. We're going to talk about mental health on that next week. And we're going to discuss that because I do believe that right now in our community, we are dealing with some mental health issues. And it's very hard to recognize if we don't realize, you know how you're sick, but you just don't know what's going on, but you feel the pain, you see the pain, but you just don't know how to deal with the pain. Okay, now it's time to go and get that pain checked out. Now it's time to get ready to deal with those issues, the real issues. And the real issue is the mental health. Okay, we are really having some issues and not recognizing what's going on, and we're stuck in what 1963. We're still doing stuff, passing stuff down, dealing with stuff that we should have dealt with already, and the impact of us not dealing with our issues is what you see today. Okay, I am very pleased that everybody who's tuned in now and who's tuning in later. But I just wanted to come to you guys just for a really quick session. I hear that Joe Biden, your boy Joe Biden, is getting ready to do a new crime bill. How about that? The Asians got their hate crime bill, and Black folks got Juneteenth, and now we're gonna get a crime bill. Oh my God, I'm so excited. How excited is that? Yeah, okay. So the Asians got $50 million, and Black folk are getting a crime bill, a new one, another one. Okay, go and figure that one out. Okay, um, and this is what's so amazing about it is that all of you guys that put this creep in office, we have you to thank for that because you are loving, and this is the mental illness that I'm talking about. We are still voting. We are still running after people that are going to do nothing for you. We're running after people that won't do anything for us, and we're looking for them to save us. White supremacy will never save you. That's not what they're here for. They are here to cause you as much pain as they can, and we just don't understand that yet. And I don't know why we don't get it, but I'm hoping that we're going to get it sooner than later because it's time for us to get it, and it's time for us to get it now. Okay, because this crime bill, he wants to go hard on drugs. He wants to go hard on crime. He wants to go hard on guns. But the very people that he should be going hard on, he's allowing them to walk. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? Let me show you. I just want you guys to see this. Now he's talking about persecuting, he's got all of this crime bill, but he's attaching it to the state. Okay, he's doing it federally, but then he's going to uh give the police officers, okay, don't forget he's getting, remember, I was thinking when you vote for somebody, they are supposed to do what you put them in office to do, right? Biden's doing the total opposite. We want him to defund the police. We want him to dismantle the police. We want him to um um take away a qualified immunity, right? Everything we want, he's going directly opposite. He said before we put him in office that he was actually going to give the police $300 million, right? Now he's changed it to 300 billion. So he's doubling down. Okay, he's trying to show you exactly what he is really all about. We are seeing white supremacy in the flesh right now. We are seeing white supremacy in the flesh. And I hope that you guys are really understanding. And now they want you to go out here and May 2022 and vote for your primaries. No, we're not voting for anything. We need to show them that we're not pleased with his actions. We're not pleased with him. We want the police dismantled and we want them defunded. And when we say defunded, we want that money going to social services and other social programs that can help with what's going on. Because have you noticed that since we've been talking about defunding the police, and dismantling the police. That they now they want to talk about, oh my God, there's so much crime. Oh my God, they're protesting and there's so much crime. Honey, it was crime before then, okay? It was crime because the biggest criminals is DC, it's Washington. The biggest criminals is Biden. The biggest criminals is your Senate and your Congress. The biggest criminals is the police officers who have been murdering unarmed, non-violent Black people. And we want them dismantled. We want them defunded. And instead of you giving money to criminals, the Proud Boy impersonators, why don't you break that system down and rebuild it from the ground up? We don't need to throw money at criminals. We don't need to throw money at people who've been murdering us. And then you want to turn around and give us our own money back in taxpayers' money after you call yourself paying for a lawsuit. Excuse me. We don't want our own money for lawsuits. We want you to, in fact, we want to get their pension. I want their pension. I want their personal finances. When you decide to kill people, when you decide to murder unarmed Black people, but then yet you had a 12 and 14-year-old that you allowed them to shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot. I mean, they shot off so many bullets, and you heard the police officer on the radio. He said, "Don't kill him, don't kill him, don't kill him." Now that's what he was saying. But if it had been Black children, immediately they would have Trayvon or Tamir Rice immediately died, right? Okay, so that's the difference. Until America's ready to deal with the racism that's going on, that we see, that's in front of our face, and they look at you and say, hey, we can do this because we can, and no consequences. This is why this country is in the position that it's in. And instead of Biden fixing that, he wants to throw money at something that's already broken. Fix the problem. Defund, dismantle, and rebuild, period. Period. You can't just throw money at something that's already broken. You're not fixing it. That means it stay broken. It's just a rich, broken system, right? That's what we see with America. This is what we see with damn America, okay? And that's what we're going to call it. I like that. Who said that? Go Black Africa. I love him, right? He was talking about damn America, okay? Damn Erica. That's what he called it, but I say damn America. But we have to understand what's really going on. What is Biden really doing? He's doubling down. You won't take care of insurrection that happened. And let's not forget, we had another insurrection. This was back in 1898. Remember? Look this one up, you guys. They had an insurrection in 1898 in Durham, okay, where white folk did the same thing they did in DC, January 6th, okay. They infiltrated these Black folk. They got one office, and they totally told them, look, we're replacing you. Y'all better leave town. And they threatened these people. They had to be gone by morning. They said they told them they will be dead. And these were people that other folk had voted them into office. And instead of them allowing them to take their offices, they threatened them. They told them, y'all better be gone by morning. And what they do? They replaced them with white folk. And as you see now, even today, they will use their system against you. We have Black people that are in office now, mayors, and when you go against their system, what do? They either try to bring you up on charges or bring your family member up on charges. NFAC went through against the system, and what they do, they brought charges up against him. And every Black person in America was saying, "Oh, he's an agent, he's an agent, he's an agent." And come to find out, the Proud Boys, their head was an agent. Okay, so we found out that nobody said anything about that. Nobody made a big deal out of that. They just allowed him to be. And you still have some people that's joined him, but he's, selling Black Lives Matter t-shirts and other stuff, but, whatever. But my thing is, I want to show you guys, this is just amazing, because Biden wants to tell us the crime is so big, but until we started talking about what really was going on, what's really going on is these race soldiers, okay? Impersonating the Proud Boys, impersonating police officers. Okay, nobody was thinking about crime or guns. So now every election is going to be talking about crime and drugs, crime and guns, right? Because of the simple fact they don't want you to keep talking about defunding the police. Defund. Then you can turn around and pay us reparations, and reparations is paying us for a debt that's owed. Okay, some Black folk are very, very hard on them. They don't want reparations. Okay, you don't have to take reparations. I'll take yours. You can write your check out and sign it over to me and my family, and we'd be more than happy to spend it for you. But I just want you guys to look at this. I don't know why people call me. and I'm busy. Let's talk about this right here. I want you guys to see this here. And I want you guys to tell me what that says. Can you guys see that? Oh, dang, you can't. Dang, it's not okay. I don't know how that. Well, let me just read it to you because it shows backwards when I pull it up there. It says the first person to be sentenced in the Capitol riot has been given no time in jail after she apologized and said she watched Schindler's List to educate herself. So tell me when the last time a Black person could get off apologizing and said, "Oh, I watched a movie and it taught me so much about white supremacy that I'm so sorry that I tried to climb a Capitol building." If you know, and I know that if it had been Black people, today we still would have been cleaning up the Black bodies. They were able to walk on the federal grounds. They were able to climb the wall of a federal building, go inside of a federal building with guns, defecate, piss everywhere, tore up everything, broke into lawmakers' offices. I remember when Black Panthers, they didn't even they had guns. They went into a chamber. Okay, they was having a meeting. Black Panthers walked into the wrong meeting and got 3 years. Okay, this white woman. Let me read it to you again. This white woman, the first person to be sentenced in the Capitol riot, has been given no time in prison after she apologized and said she watched Schindler's List to educate herself. This is the America that we're dealing with. This is racist America that we keep dealing with. Tell me, why is it that they can never get any consequences? Because I'm white and I say so. This system, you have to understand, Black folk, is for us and not for them. And that's the sad thing about it, because they keep doing stuff like this, keep doing crazy stuff. And this is why they allow their children, like the 12 and the 14-year-old, to have a shootout with police. And the chief had the nerve to say, what have we done to, what message have we sent to them to make them think that it's okay to have a shootout with us, to disrespect us? This is what the chief said. Chief, let me help you to understand, sir. This is why you have children, thuglets, terrorist children, okay, to have shootouts with police, because you allow the parents to riot. You allow the parents to riot the Capitol building, go inside of the Capitol building, tear up everything, defecate everything, everywhere. And then she apologized. Let me just read a little bit of it. I just had to come on just for this. But Biden want to crack down on crime, right? He want to crack down on guns, right? Why don't you start right here, Biden? Let's start with that right there. How about that? Let's start with that. Let's start with that. You remember that January 6th incident, family? How many died? You had thousands out there, but I think you had what, maybe 100 arrests. So the first two people, this one got no jail time. Okay, and I think another one got Lloyd, 49, pleaded guilty to picketing in the picketing. That's what they said. They didn't say terrorist act. They didn't say uprise. They said picketing in the Capitol on January 6th and made a deal with prosecutors. Can Black people make deals with prosecutors of no jail time? Can we have the same effect, please? Let's just read a little bit. The first person to be sentenced over the Capitol riots has been spared prison time after she apologized and said she had educated herself with movies and books. So all you got to do, Black family, is read a book and see a movie and you get pardoned. Let me keep reading for you. Anna Morgan Lloyd, 49, was arrested on February 24th and later charged. She wasn't charged with the terrorist act. She wasn't charged with gun possession. She wasn't charged with any felonies. Listen, charged with entering a restricted building, disorderly conduct, violent entry, and pandering demonstration, or picketing in the Capitol building. Okay, now if that had been somebody Black, what do you think it would have read, family? It would have been reading a whole lot different than this, right? Okay, this is what we're seeing in America. But he wants to concentrate on crime. This is where you need to start. Okay, let's continue on. She made a plea deal with prosecutors and plead guilty to one count of picketing. Did you see that? She made a deal with prosecutors. They all in on it. But NFAC did absolutely nothing and came up on some bogus charges, and they still have him up on charges, right? But this white woman, a thug terrorist, that can climb over a Capitol building, climb into a Capitol, over a wall, into a Capitol building, tear it up, and get no charges. Isn't that something? This is the America we live in. If you white not say so, you can do whatever you want to. And you can have a rap sheet as long as your arm. Because how many other incidences do we remember? Remember the one young boy. Well, let's go back to the 14-year-old that shot up police, okay, had a shootout with police. Before she got into the shootout, she burned down her first foster home. She burned it down. She should have been in jail then. Why was she not in jail? I'm just saying, she should have been in some type of detention center waiting, just, okay, this is where you need to be because we can't trust you. No, she was at a church, another foster place at a church, okay, and broke out of there. And that's how she turned around and had a shootout with police at probably a friend's house or somebody that she knew's house. She knew somebody. She knew that house that she went into. She knew because she knew exactly what the weapons were. She knew exactly where the bullets were, but they're not going to tell you that. Okay. The owner didn't even want to be identified. Tell me why? Because we would have found out that it was probably a relative of hers. I digress with that one. But I'm white and I say so. They feel that they don't have to go to jail. Okay. Let's continue on. After her Wednesday sentencing, wait a minute, she made a deal with prosecutors and pleaded guilty to one count of picketing in the Capitol on June 15th, according to court filings. At her Wednesday sentencing, Royce Lambert, we need to get rid of him. Let me make sure. Royce, Lamberth, a federal judge for the District of Columbia, sentenced Lloyd to 3 years on probation and 120 hours of community service. If she was black, do we see the guy who's black who killed a dog and he got 45 years for a dog? Okay, I digress. Okay. Lloyd was also ordered to pay $500. You think that's going to break her? Do you think she even cares about that? Do you think that's going to hurt her financially? Okay. In restitution, I'm sorry. Lambert said Lambert, the judge, said he was giving Lloyd a break. The judge said he giving Lloyd a break, even though legally he could sentence her to 6 months in prison. But he said, I'm giving her a break. But if she was black, would she have gotten that same break? Would she have gotten that same break, family, if she was black? I digress. I don't think so. But let's keep reading. Lloyd, who previously wrote on her Facebook page that the January 6th riot was the best effing day ever, said on Wednesday that she wanted to apologize to the American people. Ain't that something? Her apology matters. All she had to do was apologize, and she got off for everything. She apologized, even though she committed a treason. She committed a felony. She was a terrorist. That's what we call terrorist behavior. But because I'm white and I say so, we can do whatever we want. And these laws don't apply for us. This is why America is falling, family. This is why America is in the shape it's in. This is why America is going down, and it's going down fast. Okay. She said, I am ashamed that it became a savage display of violence that day. And I would have been there if I had a clue it was going to turn out this way. Ain't that something? She would have never been there. It was never my intent to be a part of anything that's so disgraceful to our American people. Ooh, don't she sound good? Ain't she saying just what the judge wanted to hear? Ain't she? Boy, she really saying that, ain't she? But she just said on Facebook page that was the best after day she've ever had, right? Okay, let me keep reading. Come on. As part of the defense, Lloyd's lawyer said that Lloyd had educated herself about the American experience to better understand her actions. Wow. In the June 15th letter written to Lambert, she wrote a letter to the judge. Lloyd's attorney, Heather Shaner, wrote that Lloyd had watched the movie Schindler's List to teach herself about what life is like for others in our country. Ain't that something? Wow. The judge must have been Jewish. I'm sorry, Jewish. I'm sorry. Shaner, the attorney, said Lloyd had also watched the History channels, Burning Tulsa, and read books including Bury My Heart at Wounded Knees and Just Mercy. As of Thursday, 500 people have been charged over the insurrection. She's the first to get no jail time. So how much jail time do you think the other 525 people were going to get? How much jail time, family? They got away with treasonous terrorist behavior. But Joe Biden wants to make another crime bill against Black people. Really? He wants you to believe that crime is so big in this family. He wants you to believe that crime is or Black folk just out of control. Black folk out of control. But from what I'm understanding, I'm seeing more white folk doing stuff and getting away with. You had a young man, and he also everybody that I'm mentioning now has had criminal activity and are very familiar with police. Okay, but guess what? He had so many incidences and never went to jail. The last incident, the judge, he went to court. I think he beat up his mom. He beat up his grandma. He burned down the house. Boy, they good at burning down houses. He burned up the grandma's house, right? And the judge, he went before the judge, and the judge said, "Oh, he'll be fine this time." You know what he did when he got out of jail? He went and killed the whole family. I'm just saying, this is now he's finally going to go to jail because he. But why do they have to act like that before you do anything? But then you got the nerves to ask, why? What are we doing in this country? The sheriff's about the 14-year-old. What are we doing, or what are we doing? What have we done to allow them to believe that it's okay to shoot at police? What do you think? Answer that question, family. No consequences. Anytime you have a child that you don't discipline and you just let them do whatever, guess what happens? They become unruly and you can't handle them and they get out of control, right? So when you see that first behavior of them being out of control or them starting a habit, you're supposed to shut it down, right? That's not what they do. Now it's gotten out of hand. It's gotten out of hand so much to the fact that they don't want to just them niggas. White supremacy will back white supremacy as long as you're going against Black people, as long as we're making them pay. I just want to show you one more thing. I didn't come on here to be all day. I just want America to deal with a racist problem. And until you deal with your racist problem, nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change. And why do you think nothing will ever change? Because they don't think they got a problem, obviously. They don't think they got a problem. They don't think they have a problem. This is so pathetic. You have police acting a fool in this country, killing unarmed Black folk for committing nonviolent crimes. You got the George Floyd bill that's still waiting to be approved. You won't take care of the Biden's supposed to have police commission, um, um, a police commission, whatever. Okay, what a grouping or whatever. I don't, whatever. He didn't do it. Okay, but my thing is, you know what the issue is, but you are refusing to take care of the problem. Instead of us understanding what is really what the problem really is, we make excuses and we throw money into another direction. He's not trying to do anything with police brutality. He already gave them $300 billion. So he's telling them he's standing behind them 100%. So when you have a country that's unruly, then it's time for Black people to do what? Vote, continue voting for what? Voting for us has done nothing. Voting for us has done absolutely made no difference. Since when has voting changed our situation? Since when has getting a holiday changed our situation? We talk about Juneteenth. We have Martin King Day, but some people don't even celebrate. They call it something. They celebrate something else. And I heard the other day that Juneteenth, a group of white folk had called it something else they were celebrating. They don't even say the names. We have to understand what type of people we're dealing with. We have to understand this, people. We have to understand that. We have to understand who we're dealing with. We're not dealing with normal people. We're really dealing with demons' children. I'm just saying. That's what they act like. Who come to kill, steal, and destroy? It's time for us to recognize what we need to do, and it's take care of us. It is time for us to build our own new reality, to build what we want to see. We support us. We can stop this anytime we get ready. When you get ready to hold your money, we got pop-up shops, right? Go support them. Go support your pop-up shops. If you see a service that we don't have in our community, why don't we create it? We need a Walmart. We have pop-up shops. That's our modern day Walmarts. We don't need Walmarts. We can call it Black Marts. It's time for us to support us, and we have to get that in our head. And this is the mental illness that we need to deal with, because we've been so used to supporting them. We've been so used to looking at them as our saviors. We've been so used to looking at them as somebody that's going to take care of us, as somebody that's got our backs. But they've not done anything for you but brainwashed us. But this is what happens when you allow your enemies to educate your children. And it started from birth. It started as children. Why do you think they took on the education thing? Sorry. Why do you think they took on the education? You understand what I'm saying? Because guess what? If I take over your education, if you allow your enemies to educate your children, then I will teach your children how nothing they are and how great I am. You see the 16 out of 19 project, they are coming against that hard, right? They're coming against their children learning about how evil they treated us. They're coming against that hard, right? They're paying the states not to teach it, right? It's going to be up to Black parents. But my thing is, you start your own educational system. We can keep it online for a minute, or we can homeschool. But this is where you get your grandmas in, and you bring your grandmas in. I know Black parents have to work, okay? So that was an issue. But you bring your grandmas in, you hire them, you pay them $70 a week, and you bring them into, and you homeschool, or you can do it as a group online. Okay, you can stay online. And you can teach your children, but your grandmas will make sure that your children are getting online safely. They're getting on successfully. They're learning if they have any questions. And it's almost like they act as babysitters until you can get off work and do your part. I'm just saying, we have to do something. We cannot continue to allow our enemies to educate our children. We know the problem. We know what we need to do, but it's just time for us to do it. We know what we need to do. So why aren't we doing it? I don't understand that. We need our own education system. They are trying so hard for us, our history to be lost, but they don't ever not talk about the Holocaust, right? They talk about that as often as they can. Black folks celebrate everybody's holiday, but we celebrate St. Patrick's Day, but then come Juneteenth and all this other stuff, they don't want to participate. We always participate with them, and they never come in and participate with us, do they? We've infiltrated their schools. We've integrated with their schools. We've integrated with the work. Okay, we've integrated with everything that they have: hospitals, education, everything. But when it's time for them to integrate with us, do they? Do they come to our places of habitation? No. Do they come to our schools? No. But we always go to them. But now it's time for us to open our eyes and understand what's really going on here. It's time for us to deal with our mental health issues. Until we deal with that, hurt people will do nothing but hurt others. And that's why we hurt each other, because we can't take our frustration out on them. So we take them out on each other. So when we find out somebody like Ice Cube, NFAC Grandmaster, was trying to take Black folk into another direction, we fought against that. We fought so hard. It was almost like we were a bunch of rats, and we see the water coming, but we fight to get, the water's coming, but you still go, come on. We fought against our own so bad because Ice Cube told you, ask for something. No, we're going to ask for something after we get him elected. What was the big deal? What's the big rush? Do you pay your car mechanic to fix your car before or after he fixes it? You ask for something. And if you ask the car mechanic, can you do this? And he start hearing and on, I'm not going to pay you I'm good. I'm going to pass on that one. That's what we should have did with Biden. We should have passed. Trump ain't no better. I mean, Biden was no better than Trump. No better. Biden it's in there to do as the people elected him to do. He lied. He told black folk he was gonna do this, this, this. He told you. He didn't really give you a plan. He said he's gonna get a police commission. It was a commission group, or they called it something, where he was supposed to, where they were supposed to investigate the police officers, right? He said, "Oh, we're not gonna do that right now. We're gonna let the Congress handle that." That's not Congress's business. But that's not what you said. Be a man of your word. But we knew he wasn't a man of his word. We knew he was a liar. He's always been a man. He's always been a liar. He's always been a racist pig. He's always been something that has hurt black people. He devastated the black community. He devastated our families. He put half the men in jail. Now this crime bill is going to put the other half in jail. I'm telling you, black folk, if you can afford it, you better get the heck up out of America. It's going down. I'm not going down with the ship. I will not go down with the ship. You already know what the plan is. You already see them putting the plan. They putting everybody on top of you, and then they trying to make sure that you never get your wealth. But they don't know, honey, reparations will be paid. It's written. It's got to be, and we will leave with great substance. Okay? That's his word. That's the word. That is the word. So you can believe it or not. You can believe it or not. Believe whatever you want. But my thing with him throwing money at these race soldiers, this foundation is broken. This injustice system is broken. And he's throwing money at a broken system. But no one wants to fix it. They want to ignore the real issue. And they want us to believe their narrative. They want to get the focus off of the real issue. And the real issue is policing. The system ain't working. The real issue is racism. It's not about crime and guns. It's about racism in America. But we keep going to them, a racist group of people for justice. We keep going to them to the Supreme Court. Racist group of people for justice. They're never going to give us justice. Never. The murderer of Andre, Deontay, Breonna, Micaiah, Michael, Trayvon, Tamir, Laquan, and others. They allowed the Proud Boy impersonators to get away with murder. That's the real issue. Policing in America. The slave trades in America. That's the issue that we will not let them forget. We're going hard. Black family, we are going hard. Hold your money. If you see a service, create it. Group economics works. Where are my massage techs? Where are my pedicures? Where are my nail techs? Where are my eyebrow archers? Okay. Where are my waxers? Where are my beauticians? Group economics. If you see that that's a service that's needed, create it. Plumbers, electricians, carpenters, builders, group economics, create a service. You see that's a service needed, create it. You know what's needed. We have to get busy saving ourselves. If you take your money from them, I guarantee you they will invite you to the table. But we don't go to their table. We at our own table. You come over here to our table because we run this. We have so much power if we would come together, and they know it. They know it. They know it. But we don't. We are so powerful. We come together. We can do this. We can do this. But we have got to understand the mental health issue that we deal with. We're going to talk about that for the next 3 or 4 Tuesdays. We are going to talk about it. I got a young lady that's coming on, and we are going to talk about it, the mental health issue among Black Americans, Black folk, period. And it's not just in America, it's black folk all around the world. Because you have two types of black folk. You have the Candace Owens and you have the Cassies. I'm just saying. We got two type of black people, and we have to recognize and understand and be able to recognize the ones that's got your back and the ones that's leading you, like the Roland Martins that leading you, the Joy Reeds, the Angela Reeds, Rise, or whatever, that's leading you into the wrong direction. They are not black first. They're immigrants that came here from another country, or their parents came here and they don't understand the fight. So we think totally different than Sheila Jackson, the one that we seen doing a little dance at Tulsa, but didn't ask for reparations. We see the whole Black Caucus that's so busy signing the Juneteenth, but didn't ask for reparations. We see the Gales, the Kales that didn't ask for reparations. All the black people that are in leadership or have leadership positions or they have on the news or they have on TV are not speaking up for black people. They won't speak up because that's their bread and butter. If they cannot go against them because they already know if I speak up, Candace Owens can't believe what she says out of her mouth. She's getting a really nice big bag of money to be the creep that she is, to talk the trash that she does. She's getting a whole lot of money to do that. And a lot of our black folk that's caping for white folk getting a bag. They're getting paid. Tyler Perry, he could do a whole lot better on his movies. Do you see him doing any better on his movies? No. They allowed him because they knew he was safe. They knew he wasn't going to go against white supremacy. His movies is disgusting. Got Me and Sleep with Men. It's disgusting. He coming back with Medea, right? He got to wear that dress again, right? That's all for naught. That's not for no reason. We have to recognize the one that sold us out, Roland Martin. He's not black first. You got to stick with people that's black first, that's got your back. Professor Truth, come on, Vicky Diller. These are Boyce Walkers. You have to understand the people. Boyce Walker is trying to get black folks free, and black folk talking about him. You want to be free or not? Sound like you don't want to be free to me. Sound like we want to keep caping for white supremacy. We comfortable being murdered. We comfortable them treating you like dogs. We comfortable with that. We good with that. Let's not rock the boat because we good. Been under master's feet. We good with being with our children dying at the hands of white supremacy, race soldiers, Proud Boys, impersonators. We good with the judges and the DAs and prosecutors working against us and saying, "Oh, your shooting of your son Deontay was justifiable." We're good with that because we don't want to rock the boat. Because when NFAC Grandmaster came out to help us, we went against that brother hard. Shut it down. Shh, you can't do that. Oh my God, we're gonna die. Dummy, you died anyway. Oh my God, stop. You're gonna bring more attention to us. You scared, say you're scared. They went against that brother and they dogged him and they poured that brother. But you have to understand that's mental illness. Because white folk don't do that. They come together. They stuck with Kyle Rittenhouse, who murdered two protesters, didn't they? They stuck together with theirs. They stuck together with that boy that killed those 8 Asians. I mean, the Asians at the brothel, sex brothel in Georgia. They stuck together with him. They stick together with theirs. They only come against ours, and we come against them. They'll say one sentence, and black folk will jump on it. We'll jump on it like we got so much to say. Get your stuff together before you jump on the bandwagon with them. We jumped on the bandwagon with them. When we gonna get honest about racism, Joe Biden? When we gonna get honest, really honest? This crime bill that he coming up with, it's gonna put a whole lot of black folk, the rest of you, in jail. Oh, he doing it. But this is who you put in office because Trump was too loud. And we got to deal with that. That's racism. That's mental health issue. Trump was too loud for you. He had it in your face. Oh, it made you uncomfortable. Made a whole lot of white folk uncomfortable. So they came against him because he was too loud. Oh my God, you put it all out there. Nobody liked him because he put it all out there. But you had the ones that didn't care if it was out there. But the ones that cared, they went toward Biden, didn't he? But Mitch McConnell won't touch Trump's. He won't touch Woody. They won't touch them insurrectionists, would they? They ain't make no new laws for them, did they? But the Asians, when they was talking about black folk were doing this to the Asians. They came over the crime bill real quick, didn't they? And I seen a black woman in their shop. We still see them in their shop, dummies. Bring them all up on charges. Asians, black. What the Asian was whooping that black woman's tail, wasn't he? But who went to jail? The black woman. Who got the charges? The black woman, right? I don't feel sorry for you. Keep on messing with your enemies. Keep on giving your money to your enemies. Don't even complain when you go in there and you get arrested for him socking you in the head, holding you at gunpoint, but you get arrested. Oh, they doing that now. They're using their laws against you because that's who they created for. But I'm gonna tell you what, it's time to go. You can sit here and you can continue and you can say we're gonna fight for this country. I'm fighting for that. I'm not fighting for nothing. I'm not fighting for this country. I'm not. Why would I fight for a country that hates me? Why would I fight for a white supremacy country that hates me? And they show you every day that they hate you. They show you every day you still give them your money. You need to be ashamed of yourself being so weak. You need to be ashamed of yourself. You didn't even see nothing wrong with that. Now you're gonna run out here and vote in May 2022. For what? Because Roland Martin told you to? Can you think for yourself, please? We vote for people that's doing something for us. That's a mental health issue. To vote for people and to cape for people that don't do nothing for you. Stacey Abrams don't do nothing for you, but she'll come and tell you to vote in a minute. But I don't never hear her talk about reparations. I don't ever hear her talk about cut the check. Sheila Jackson, all them black caucus members, they need to be out. All of them. We need to vote them out. Why don't we look at the real issue that's going on? Let's look at the real issue. You've been looking at crime. What about the judge that ran into the protesters? The judge. It was a judge. He ran into the protesters. He wasn't arrested, no charges. I'm just saying, stuff like that needs to be handled. But we look at black folk like they so bad. The media has you. They got us twisted. The media has black folk looking off off the chain, like we're the only one doing stuff. Black and black crime doesn't exist. You have more white and white crime. Everybody kills everybody who they're around. Black folk kill black folk, white folk kill white folk, Asians kill Asians. Why do we always talk about black on black crime, but never white on white crime, Asian on Asian crime? Let's talk about all of it. Let's talk about all of it. Let's talk about it. What's the solution? Dealing with racism, arresting officers who's murdering non-violent black folk, who's murdering. Let's arrest those officers. Let's bring the prosecutors up on charges who won't do their job. Get them out, vote them out. If you're gonna vote, excuse me, that's what you could be voting about. Getting some of these prosecutors, these judges out, out, out. Black caucus members out. Rest white supremacy. Who are allowed to what? Commit crimes and not arrested. Remember the killers at Walmart? They shooting up daycares. They're not talking about them. When they talk about guns, they ain't talking about them. They talking about the black folk with guns. Remember the officer that murdered Atiana Jefferson? He's still out there. When we gonna bring him up on charges? When we gonna have his trial? Remember the officer that murdered Rayshard Brooks that Paul Howard brought up on charges? And little Miss Fannie Willis let him on, who got his job back? Yeah. Yeah, that's who we need to deal with. Black folk that look, white folk, white supremacy that look black and black faces. We need to deal with them. These little white boys burning down the house. Remember the white boy who killed his mom and dad, killed his sister, and killed two sheriff's deputies? That's who we need to deal with. Because before he did that, he was committing crimes all the time and not going to jail. He was getting a pat on the wrist and sent right back into society. But that's what they do with them. You're the only one that go to jail when you're 12 or 10 or 6. You're the only one that go to jail. That's what they use the knee system for. So when Biden yelled crime and guns, Who and what is he really saying? What is he really saying? He trying to lock up more y'all because we know who's doing what in this country, right? We know who doing what and who really needs to be locked up, but they get off for all of this violent crimes, but they get off. They get a slap on the wrist. I wanted to talk about one more thing, and then I'm gonna get off here. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about they did have another uprising, Williamsburg's insurrection of 1898, known as the Williamsburg Massacre of 1898, or the Wilmington coup of 1898, was a mass riot and insurrection carried out by white supremacists in Wilmington, North Carolina, United States, on Thursday, November 10th, 1898. The white press in Wilmington originally described the event. You heard the white press in Wilmington originally described the event as a race riot caused by Black people. Of course, they're going to say that, as was typical of such events. Since the late 20th century, the further study, the insurrection has been characterized as a coup de facto, okay? The violent overthrow of a duly elected government by a people of white supremacists, okay? It's called the Wilmington Massacre of 1898. Okay, Wilmington, I don't know why it's showing like that. Read that. Multiple causes brought it about. The coup was the result of a group of state white Southern Democrats. Let me read that again. The coup was the result of a group of the state's white Southern Democrats conspiring and leading a mob of 2,000 white men to overthrow the legitimately elected local fascist biracial government in Wilmington. They expelled opposition Black and white political leaders from the city, destroyed the property and business of Black citizens built up since the Civil War, including the Black-only newspaper in the city, and killed an estimated 60 or more than 300 people. It has been described as the only incident of its kind in history. Now we have one in January 6, 2021, right? Okay, so this is not the only one, but this is another one. Because other incidences of late Reconstruction era violence did not result in the direct removal and replacement of elected officials by unelected individuals. But these unelected white supremacy, they elected themselves and took the places of the people, the Black folk that was elected by the peers and the people. They moved them out of the way and said, nope, you better be out of town by morning or else you're going to die. And they took their places. And they said, never again will Black folk be in those higher up positions. And that's what you see today. Come on now. The Wilmington coup was considered a turning point in the post-Reconstruction North Carolina politics. It was part of an era of more severe racial segregation and effective disenfranchisement of African Americans throughout the South, which had been underway since the passage of a new construction in Mississippi in 1890, which raised barriers to the registration of Black voters. Other states soon passed similar laws. Laura Edwards wrote in Democracy Betrayed 2000, what happened in Wilmington became an affirmation of white supremacy, not just in that city, but in the Southern and in the nation as a whole. It is affirmed that invoked whiteness eclipsed the legal citizenship, individuals' rights, and equal protection under the law that Black Americans were guaranteed under the 14th Amendment. This is the problem with white America. This is the problem with damn America. This is the problem with America. This is the problem, racism. And they refuse to face that problem. And then now you're talking about you don't even want your children to learn about our history because you know how dirty and evil it was. So you don't want your children to see how evil your history was. You want to continue teaching my child about your American lies, but you don't want to learn our Black history truth. Really? We're done. Black folk, it's up to us. If we're going to be free, it's going to be up to us. I want you to hit the bell. I want you to subscribe. I also want you to go to my other channel right now, Our New Reality, Our New Reality, Our New Reality, Our New Reality. And I want you to join up because I'll be going live on there next Tuesday because we're gonna kind of decipher. We're gonna do racism in America over here. We're going to talk about America, but over there, we're going to talk about the healing of Black people. What do we need to do? What's the steps? How are we going to, what's the move? How are we going to move? We're talking about getting out of America, right? We need to be healed up first. We need to do all of this needs to be done. We're going to talk about the issues. We're going to talk about why most Black folk want to stay and fight for something that who wants to fight for America? Who wants this? Who wants to stay here? Let's be free. Let's go and really have some peace of mind. Yes, they talk about white supremacy everywhere. Well, have you been to Africa? Have people that's talking about Africa have never been? Go and visit first before you actually talk trash. Go and visit first. Like and share, family. Like and share. Once you hit the bell so that we can, the bell icon and join, like and share, join, subscribe, all of that good stuff as you come in. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything because we are trying to grow this channel and we're going to try to grow the next channel also. Okay. But I just want us to keep our heads on straight and know that if we are going to be free, it's going to be up to us. We can stop this at any time we want to. It's up to you. Do you want to be free? You ready to stop all of this craziness? We can. We can. Anytime you want to. Let's do it. Anytime. Today, why not? Take your money. We have Black farmers. Lisa Bear talks about it. Order your stuff from them. You know what you need every week. Order your stuff from them. Let's stop. Let's stop having a hand in our own deaths. Let's stop having a hand helping white supremacy in our own self-death. Let's stop helping them to kill us. Let's stop helping them and funding their clubs. They making millions off your money. Now Juneteenth, they come up with another holiday. Oh, we're gonna get some more of that Black money. They getting ready for, we're gonna get some more of them Black folk money. No, you're gonna get nothing. You're not gonna get anything. We need meat markets, Black folk. Let's get busy. We need hair beauty supply places. We have one in North Carolina, have one in Georgia. We need more. See if you can order for them. We can do this, but it's going to be up to us. But we have got to get rid of the mindset that we wait on white folk to save us. We waiting on our enemies to save us. We're going to continue allowing our enemies to teach and educate our babies. That's crazy. I just can't make sense of that. One more thing, and then I'm going to go. I think about how we wanted to make them fix our plates, fix our food. We wanted to make them take our dollars. We wanted to bombard ourselves in their restaurants and sit at their tables and eat their yucky food, and ain't no telling what you were eating back there because they made it in the kitchen and brought it out to you and they were spitting on you. They were spitting in your faces while you're sitting at the counter. What do you think they was doing to your food back there? Just saying. Even with a shake, even with a drink. Can you imagine? Ugh, what you just drunk. That's disgusting. I'm serious. That's disgusting. I think about that and I get sick, I get ill because we were that's mental illness. To force somebody that don't like you, I'm going to force you to be rich. I'm going to force you to take my money. I'm going to force you to be rich. We gave them our money willingly. Why? We gave them our money willingly. Why would you do that? That's mental illness that we need to deal with. Why do we do the stuff that we do? Why do we do the things that we do? Why do we not love ourselves? We are beautiful people. We have beautiful hearts. We'll forgive anybody for anything that they do against us. We do. So why is it so hard for us to love us? Because we were taught, we allowed our enemies to teach us how to hate us. We allowed our enemies to teach us how to hate us. We allowed our enemies to teach us how to love them, how to look to them for everything that we have. And we don't know how now, even though we have Black business owners creating businesses and we still won't support them. Why? Because that's mental illness. We're going to talk about this mental illness. It's time for us to discuss mental illness. It's time for us to love us. It's time to us to give ourselves the benefit of the doubt. It's time, family. It's time. I hope I've said something to make you think that it's time for a change. Our new reality is my new YouTube channel. I want you to go there because that's where we're going to be on these Tuesdays. I want you to go there and I want you to sign up. I want you to go there right now and sign up. Hit the bell icon, hit the reminder because we'll be there next Tuesday and we're at 11:30 and we're going to talk about mental illness among the black folk. Mental illness among us, which is a much needed conversation because we're dealing with some stuff and we don't even know why. We pass stuff down that it's time to recognize and be like, we're not passing that down to the next generation. We're not doing that no more. We did that back then because we had to in order to live. We don't have to do that anymore. And we have to recognize what those actions are and what things are we passing down from generation to generation we still doing. I seen a woman getting on the bus and in Facebook and she was belittling her child in front of the bus driver. I guess he had disrespected her or whatever. I'm not agreeing. I don't agree with children disrespecting anybody. But the way she did it reminded me of the Willie Lynch syndrome. And the Willie Lynch syndrome, read that, pull it up and read it. The Willie Lynch syndrome talks about well, I think this is on my, oh, okay. This is on my, oh, wow. This is cool. This is on my new channel. I was trying to get it on the old channel. But yeah, we have to understand what's going on. We have to understand, you guys. But I want you guys to think about what is this all about? What is this all about? Our new reality. This is our new show, but I was trying to do it on the old channel, but I guess I didn't. That's okay. But everybody is going to see this afterwards. Thank you for joining. And I hope that I said something to get you to thinking about some things. Peace and blessings. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend, and we will see you on Tuesday. Peace, family.